We analyze more than 1,000 companies every year. It's a hard work.
How do you identify, those red flags or companies that are not worth investing?
Patricia Pastor is a general partner who has managed over 150 million euros in venture capital funds. The last fund she raised is called NextTier Ventures, a 50 million euros AI-focused fund investing in early-stage startups. Patricia is a strong advocate for diversity in tech, and she has been widely recognized as a leading voice in the venture capital ecosystem.
For the next 24 months that we are looking for is agentic workflows for finance, procurements, actions, not just suggestions, okay? Vertical AI in regulated space, very important, health, fintech, industrial, AI native with developers product tools. If you want to amplify your network, that is the most important thing in your life.
Hi, Patricia. Very glad to have you here today. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invite. I'm very, very proud to be here with you and attending this super successful podcast.
Very glad to have you. So, Patricia, just want to start straight away from an important topic. I know that you've been managing over 150 millions of funds. You've been raising lately 50 million AI fund as well. But I remember last time we spoke, you told me that nowadays everybody wants to invest in AI, but at the beginning when you started, there was really like a few individuals that wanted to invest. AI was really like a niche. So if you can bring us back to that time when you were trying to raise that round, that would be great.
Yes, it was funny because the last two funds that we have built in the past was of AI. We invest in AI since 2011. And when we decide to create the line of funds of NextTier, and we start to launch the pre-marketing of the fund. No? OpenAI was not a reality in the market. No, it was before the OpenAI, and each person, corporate, investor that I remind that we call and explain the fund, they told us, but you are talking about cybersecurity. You are talking about something that is very niche. No, AI is not technology. Is not an extent technology. No, it's very specific technology. And my partners and I, we will see what will happen in a few months. No, and the reason is because we had a portfolio of 50 companies in AI, founders, partners, boards. All the conversation was about the next evolution of AI now. And it's why we decide to build NextTier. And 6 months ago, OpenAI started the market in February. I remember that in 1 month he achieved 100 millions of users. Well, it was crazy. Every, social network, media, influencer was talking about AI. Boards of incorporates become crazy about what is that? I need to integrate AI. I need to have AI. I need to be in the wave of AI, And they start to call us, please, can you explain another time that you are building what is next year? What is important not to introduce AI in the companies? Or what is the impact in AI in the world? And all the pitch that we have 6 months ago, not only become essential and necessary in each conversation on the markets. And it was funny and crazy, at the same time. Quickly, in less than 1 year, we have allocate all the fund. We have started to invest, and well, as you can see now, AI is everywhere.
Yeah.
And the proof is at the end of the year, the last year, the 2024, was PitchBook. They make a report every year. More than the 50% of investment in the world was in AI.
Yeah. There's a lot of investment here, and I guess from your side is very also difficult to spot the right investments, because as everybody is investing, there's hype. How do you identify those red flags or those companies that are not worth investing?
Well, it's true that here data is the key. then it's easy to invest in second or third time founders because they have their own data of their last projects. And that is necessary. It's easy for them that for other team that is starting and integrated APIs, or integrate data for external data. That is important. Other thing that is very important is the infrastructure. Now, like infrastructure is the essential thing that when you invest, the cost of the startup is to build a good infrastructure. We see a lot of problems in startups in vibe coding, that the bad infrastructure can kill the company, in the future. And it's why for us is something very essential that we analyze very well. And we don't invest in founders with crazy valuations because we have more than 20 years investing, and we have seen a lot of ways that valuation you are very crazy in the markets, and for us is something that is a bubble. No, that is the real bubble. No, when founders think they have the new magic for a market, and they think that the company they are starting is the next king of the market, and maybe, but it's not our play.
Yeah. And I guess that from your side, of course, from an investor that is trying to invest in this technology, is challenging in a way because there are many things at play. So from one side, there's a bit of FOMO and of fear of missing out of opportunities. From the other side, there are a lot of companies that are repositioning themselves as AI companies, while maybe in reality...
And when I see a project, for us, always I told founders when they make an approach to a VC to talk about their portfolio. That is very important, no? To choose your VC, because I think it's a relation for the next 10 years. And it's important because you have to take a lot of decisions, good, bad decisions. You have to have a partner that can help you in the good and bad moments. I don't know if you choose only a financial VC that now say that investing in AI is the best partner now, because the new wave is founders. They have discovered a new technology and they are strong game changers of the sector, of a market, and they need VCs that can help them to validate product growth, customers, open new opportunities globally, and also provide him something that is very important, that is the good decisions. Then if you are not specialized and all your life you have invested in SaaS and not in AI, SaaS is another league, no? Is not so fast. Is you have more time to examine, to analyze, no? And AI is very fast, and you need to have a lot of knowledge and to take decisions, and to have the security that you can help this company that you are investing. And for me, it's more important that you have 60% of startups, they only have 6 months of life, because they start at something very special, new, hype. Everyone want to invest. And 6 months after, you say, well, what happened? Big tech has announced another new future and the startup is dead. Then you need to have a good visibility and vision about which is the future, which is the new way, where you can detect the limits and the vision to invest in the good companies.
And if we look at the areas like within AI, which you see are the most promising one, where do you focus your attention?
We invest in earlier stage. Okay, then it's true that for us it's very is a promising, no? When you invest in a company, but it's true the categories or the most excited for the next 24 months that we are looking for is agentic workflows for finance, procurements, actions, not just suggestions, okay? Vertical AI in regulated space, very important, health, fintech, industrial, AI native with developers product tools, coding important to detect good and bad. Yes, on devices for privacy and latency and synthetic data. I think that are the most important theses that we are focused on.
I see. And then, as you mentioned, so everything is very fast. Companies can go bust in a matter of 6 months. They get hyped, then go bankrupt. So everything needs to be fast. If you can walk us through your process, how long does it take, from the moment that you identify a company to the moment that you decide to invest on them and they receive the money in the bank? And what is the process in terms of a number of companies that you analyze and how many they go through this process and you finally invest?
We analyze more than 1,000 companies every year. Huh? It's a hard work. It's true that, for example, if we are lead investors, okay, we detect founders before they launch the product. Okay, they have the company constituted. Okay, all the product market fit validated, but it's their first round. And what we try to say is to build a strong board, diversify. We are very strong play in AI, but for example, they need another VC in another country. They can help them to scale, in the next country, or another VC specialized, I don't know, in some sector or private equity, or they help, to follow the company in the next round, in the next step. And we try to make a strategy with a good board. After, for example, when we invest in Nilo Technologies, what was our first investment, is we have spent 4 months with the team, calculating very well the launch of the product, the state of the company. And after we have invested our ticket, they have applied to Anderson Horowitz, which is the speedrun accelerator in Silicon Valley. They have been selected. They have spent 3 months there with the most important mentors in video games, and they have win the speedrun. All with them, help them with good counsels, because there is a lot of, mentors, a lot of people give you a lot of, I think, in important information, but how to filter this information, and how to take good decisions with a lot of smart people, and it's why that is the role of a VC, to with the maturity of the GPs, with the experience, to help them to take the best way, And for example, for us, it was a super journey with Nilo Technologies. Now, after Anderson Horowitz, another business angels and VC from USA invest in company, and we have the first one.
Yeah. And in terms of general tickets, how much usually you tend to invest?
We invest between 500,000 to 1 million at the first ticket, and after we make follow-on. And it's true that it's not the same if we are lead investor or we are co-leaders or we are followers. It depends.
And when it comes to the sourcing, so you mentioned 4,000 companies screening. So which channels are you using to find this? And also when it comes to network, I would like to understand, because of course, network is very important. Here it's coming more from cold and warm introductions. How much that weighs in your decision to move on with the company?
It's crazy now to make deal flow. I think it's the most complicated area to make deal flow at the moment. But we have a very strong board with successful entrepreneurs, with, for example, people from big techs. They are VP of product in IBM, Microsoft, Google, Amazon. They're very, very, very close to the pipeline of that kind of startup programs of big tech. Also, we are in touch with fellow of very smart universities in USA, in Europe, to can invest at the first ticket in the best first startups of that accelerators or universities. And also we have our network with other VCs that we are comfortable with them in the board, and We share a lot of projects together. Also, we attend a lot of special events of startups, AI, Cs, to positionate the fund, to scale, the message that we are a specialized AI fund, and they can choose us. No? We work also with big associations, of foundations, of VCs, woman VCs, Sarah's program, and also with institutionals and corporates. VCs. You have a lot of ways to found the good company.
And if you had to pick those three top traits of a founder to be foundable, let's say, what would you say?
At this moment, I think data governance is very important. The model evaluation drift, the cost surprise to scale, the bake evils, the very scalable product, and also very, very, very good composition of the cap table. Because when we analyze a company and they share with us the data room, they share a lot of things. No, they share legal, finance, product, but the first one is the cap table. And when we see a cap table with a lot of problems, red flags, a lot of VCs, business angels, percentage that of each founder that is not very clear and equilibrate between them, we stop the analyze, and that's very important. Now that the founders need to have very clear the percentage, the position in the company, the commitment, and also is crazy, but it's like that. No? When you start, you take a lot of tickets from business angel, but after you have 50, 20, 30 business angel, you need to syndicate, you need to take a professional, firm to attract VCs.
And looking at the cap table, and more specifically, what would be the ideal percentage for the founders, the executive leadership in that hand, of course, based on the stage in which they are?
I don't know exactly the number, but for example, I say you, for example, cap table where the CTO have 10%. What 10% of the CTO he has a strong position in the company? No, that is a risk. In other hand, too, for example, the decisions need to be equilibrated. If one founder have a very strong position than another ones, but when I see you a strong position is a very differential position, I think it's a risk too. Because if the other founders are very essential for the company, it's a risk that they can be alone now in the future. Then I think something that could take the best decisions together and equilibrate the time life of the founders in the company, and also very careful with dilution. Because if in the first round you are very diluted, you have a problem for growth.
Yeah, of course. So there needs to be a balance internally based on the roles, responsibilities, and impact in the company. But of course, avoiding investors or previous investors taking too much equity based on each round, essentially. Otherwise, that can block future rounds.
So, for example, for NextTier Ventures, it's essential to take 10% of the equity of the company. If that is possible, it's something that we continue to analyze. Now, if it's not possible, for example, we take a 7%, is due to we see that we can make follow in the next round and we can improve our position in the company. But if you invest in a company and you have 1% of is not interesting for a VC.
Yeah, of course. Of course. If we do a step back, and looking more at your role in managing this fund, I'm also interesting in your day-to-day work, essentially. So I know that, you need to manage the investment, looking for new funds, dedicate, time for the team. So how does a typical day work look like for you? And what are your main priorities when managing this fund?
And don't forget fundraising.
Exactly.
Well, general partners, we divide our time every day to attend LPs, to increase fundraising, to, make a lot of decisions with the team about which company we need to follow or not. And in my case, for example, I don't talk enough with VCs because it's my team that have the relations, and it's more to attend the position of the fund, the strong decisions, to attend the portfolio, to help very well the portfolio, to be very active on boards and follow meetings and help them to scale and growth, and to found the next lead round that can, make our exit, because we are not a fund of later stage that we prepare companies for IPO. We are not an accelerator when we invest in 100 companies in tickets that very small. We are in the middle. We are 50 million fund that we invest in companies that are growing. Series and in Series B, our participation is ending. Then we need to do conversation with VCs that can follow the company and to give us our exit.
Yeah. So fundraising is it's an important piece for you. So not only those 50 million, but keep rising for the fund. And of course, many people listening here, they never raised a VC fund before. And it would be great to understand the process here you went through and you're keeping going through as well.
The process of fundraising.
For a VC fund, for raising a VC fund.
Well, you have, first of all, first step of pre-marketing. When you announce the fund, you explain the fund in several in several spheres, geographic sectors, and you try to position the fund. And after, when you have the approval of the regulator, in our case, because it's based in Spain, we invest in global, but the VC is registered in Spain, and you have the approval of the regulator, you can start to distribute the LP agreements. It's true that, for example, in our case, our LPs are very curious about AI. They could be corporates, they could be a family office, they could be specialized people that are very, working deeply in this technology, and they want to more about not only in what we invest, but what we see and what we analyze, and reporting them about a lot of deal flow that we have. And the interest is very diversified. For example, corporates are investing in our fund because they want also to co-invest after in strategic companies they are interesting for them. Or, for example, they want to know specifically in this sector and their sector what is starting now in the world, and the competition, where is the play now, and what is new for them, we make a reporting of this sector in concrete and all the year that what we see. And family office, because they want to diversify, and they have also, you need to know, if you invest in NextTier and another technological funds in Spain, you have no taxes when you distribute the capital. And that is very interesting, for example, for LPs from Spain, but also out of Spain, because it's the only thing, the only product that you don't pay taxes, for the moment when you win money. And that is, I think, a very attractive spend for LPs. After our case, because I know other cases, but in our case, we have a very strong relation with our LPs, and we are constantly in touch with them. We help them in any doubt, any case. We make workshops with our that they have doubts about the new vision of AI, the impact, the adoption. We help them with our portfolio, our board of our providers.
Perfect. So, Patricia, thanks a lot for sharing this point. And we'd like to move now to a different topic as well, which I know you're very fond on, which is women and investment. I know you are as well leading a large organization about women investment. So if you can share, more about you are joining as well this movement, because of course in women investment there's a very small percentage of women, and if you can share
2%. 2%.
2%.
It's incredible, yes.
Why is this?
Exactly, I don't know, but it's true that from We Invest, I'm ambassador of We Invest, is the organization that we are more than 300 GPs of VCs from Europe, LATAM, and USA, and we share our personal situation and a lot of meetings that we have. And the conclusion are that is true that is a world of men, but is for me is a problem of culture, because women decide their house, they start the school of their kids, she decide about their holidays, a lot of things, but she need to decide about their money, you know. And when you are in front of a woman, and for example you explain the fund, she told me, okay, I share that with my husband, with my father, with my brother, and I ask her, you are in a company with them and you need to decide because you are partners. And she told me, no, it's my money, it's my company. And I asked her, but why? You need a validation, you need an assurance. And it's at this moment that she, she reflect that, wait, why I can't take my own decision about that? If I understand, I position it, I'm a lot of things that she can take the decision by ourselves now. But it's complicated. And also for the moment in our Occidental culture, women has a position without courage. It's about courage because they have fear not to lose the risk. Timing is true that take a lot of time to work, to travel, to make strong decisions, complicate decisions. But in my case, I have a lot of good people, my partners, associations like We Invest. I can expose my problems. No, I can share. I can from GPs that they have more experience than me, and they have offer a lot of problems than me, barriers. And you have at this moment a lot of ways that, for example, 20 years ago, I understand that the situation was different, but now the ecosystem is developed. You have a lot of events, meetings, associations, foundations, people with a lot of entrepreneurs, that you can associate them, you can look for your best partners. And we are in a very good moment to be VC entrepreneur and it's true. For example, if you tell me, Patricia, can you back to the work in the real economy? I say no, because I spent the last 20 years working in innovation, technology, ecosystem, entrepreneurship. Then when I see the real economy, how they work, times, processes, cultures, it's impossible for me to adapt at these ways. Then I encourage a lot of women, strong women, and with a lot of background in technology, in investment. Conclusion that we have arrived is, if we want to have more women, we need more women to invest in women. Because for example, when I access to a meeting with my partners and I start, explain my fund, and in front of me I have only men. When they listen to me after, they ask my partners, and I say, why? But I think that they feel comfortable not to continue the conversation man to man. It's not, something general. It's a specific case. We are the 50% of women or 50% of men in the world taking decisions, to live in this world. For companies, PCs, it must be the same.
Yeah, indeed. And what would you think is your message for women that want to enter the investment world?
They need to be more courageous, to take risks, to don't have fear, and we are a lot of women that can help other women to take decisions, and it's good. It's to share with your family, your husband, your father. But in my opinion, the conservative way that we have in Europe about investor family office is a problem to evolutionate and to be because if we want to evolutionate the innovation, you need to invest in startup, and to invest in startup, you need professionals of VCs to have money to invest in startups, because for me, the most mistake is when someone say, no, I'm business angel and invest in 3 startups, but I have, it was a disaster and I don't want to invest more in startups. And I say, when you have a problem, to call, an advocate, no? When you want to invest, call professional people. Don't spend your money if you don't know the processes, you don't know the sector, no? Only because you have feeling or you like the product or the company of the founders, no? Because we are 24/7 procuring that our portfolio will be successful, and is a job, no? And it's a work of all the team, no? And all the VC, and we procure our LPs will have successful to invest in other of our funds, no? And when we see, if you are a business angel with a background professional, that is perfect, no? But I say more when you found someone, you invest in 3 startup, it was a disaster. I don't want to come to the ecosystem. No, please. I prefer to invest in real estate. You can realize that you have made a mistake, and it's why it's a very work to positionate this message that please trust your money with professional, and be comfortable with professional, and if you invest with professionals. No?
Patricia, thanks a lot for sharing. Last few questions here before closing. So, a general advice for founders in general that want to raise a fund for you.
Founders, they want to raise a fund. Is a very long journey with a lot of resilience, and is a life with a lot of problems, because when you are in fundraising, after you need to invest, after you need to be successful, after you need to start another fund, and it's a cycle constantly when you are always, stressed, working, and also, you have the influence of the markets, technology, competitors. Well, it's not a very, relaxed life. I can see that they need to be very, very convinced.
Yeah, indeed. And then looking at your career, so you're having a successful career. If you look back, is there anything that you would have done differently?
Yes, so many. We always say, if you don't do that kind of mistake, you are you never can arrive where you are today, no, because it's this experience, this helped you to be the person that you are today, no. But the decision of partners is very important. For me, it was in the past something that was a problem with my companies. You need to be at the same time with the same values, with the same needs, with the same aspirations, and that's, you need to know all that at the beginning. And it's complicated, the decision of partners. After, for me, also, the city, where now is not so important, but in the past is very important to be in the best moment, in the best, place with the best people. No? That is, you can say that it's something about luck, but it's true that if you want to amplify your network, that is the most important thing in your life, to work your network. You need, to go out, to travel, to live in other cities, and to have work, to have mindset of work. That's very important. After, when you are old, in my case, you come back home and travel only for determined events or meetings. But I spent 30 years of my life traveling, living in other cities, meet a lot of people of not only in my sector, everywhere. And today I'm very proud to have my network, because it's the key to growth in any product that you want to build.
And last question here. If we look at the accelerating pace of change that is happening also due to new technologies, what is the biggest worry about the digital future for you? And also, what is exciting you most about the future?
Well, I invest in AI, but I don't like some things that I see in AI, I'm very worried about if we can control the technology, and not only the technology, but the use of technology. I see that we live in a moment very crucial and very important that can make that the world could be another world that we know in the past. No, and because we are seeing very strong decisions in politics, in maker decisions. No, and I think AI and Gen AI is something that can change the way that we are living now, and I'm very worried about that. And I prefer to be inside, and to see inside the market what are the next movements and the next steps, and to anticipate and can anticipate about our lives and decisions in our lives.
Patricia, thanks a lot for your time. It's been a really great speaking with you. Definitely, we're going to have another chance in the future to speak again. Thank you.
Thank you, Diego. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching this incredible interview. Leave us your comment with what you think about this episode, what you would like to discuss in the future, or any guest suggestion. And remember that you can follow us on social media. You will find in the description the links. Thank you again for your time, and I see you to the next episode.